This is the Ethereum 1-month overview reading for December 2022. It's currently November 12th, 2022, 9:22 p.m. Eastern Time. The overall theme and behavior for the month, we have a move higher, bumping along resistance levels. So probably break through one or two. And then it's crossed with notable declines. So these declines will stand out on at least a 1-month chart, probably on a year-to-date chart. On a 1-month chart, and we reach a critical support level in these declines. They take us to a critical support level that is critical on the scale of a year-to-date chart. Behavior around the high, we have a critical resistance level on the scale of a year-to-date chart as well that's met at the high, and then there's volatility there. And in all likelihood, within the next 6 months or so, there's probably a really good opportunity to use that price level here as a mean point for a short and a long position. But with that said, key resistance met. The high and the low are within close time proximity to each other, so usually that means within like a week, usually even less, but within a week's time usually. And then behavior around the low for the month, the lowest low, we have an attempt to reestablish support at a key support level on the scale of a year-to-date chart. We start off the month with the unicursal. There's a period of volatility that ends with a fast, sudden move to the upside there, and a swing trade opportunity on the first, involving multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on a 1-day chart. It looks like that fast, sudden move higher will take us to what could very well be this is a crest. This is an important crest, and it's a unicursal, so we're going to have a significant drop very, very soon. And you can see we sell from near overbought peak, or excuse me, we sell from a prominent peak or crest here on the second. So probably there's a peak or crest either on the first or the second that'll stand out on a 1-month chart. When we fall pretty notably on the scale of a 1-month chart from that peak or crest. And then on the third, there's 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. On the fourth, we have a notable rally higher on the scale of a 1-month chart. It would stand out to reach another prominent crest. That move higher is also an opportunity to open up a short position. It looks like we go from a high towards the afternoon on the 4th to a low on the 5th in the morning. There's quite a bit of volatility there, but that's where that key resistance level seems to be met, at that high. Interesting. Let's check this out. What were we doing in November? Okay, so in November we were making new highs here towards the end of the month, which means that we could be reaching the end of that, and this really could be like a high for the month, possibly here on the 2nd, and again on the 4th, 5th. But there's an opportunity there to position oneself. It looks like in both directions, with some volatility there on the 5th. A higher price level on the 6th. Early in the morning, it looks like a higher price level. We have a move higher through a resistance level. We stay above it briefly and then break back down through the same price level. So we go from like a peak or crest on the 4th to a trough or low on the 5th to another prominent crest or peak on the 6th. And then it looks like we have another. These will be prominent highs and lows because here we have close proximity to each other, high and low. So there'll be it'll stand out. There'll be a prominent low and probably a month's high somewhere around here. On the 7th as well, there's a prominent high that'll stand out. There's a breakout there. There's a rally along the diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance to meet secondary resistance. So we break out through horizontal resistance, it looks like, but we meet secondary resistance and then we pull back. There's also a correlation to the to the Ace of Discs card here, so we may see a notable drop, like from the 6th into the morning of the 7th, maybe to revisit another prominent low. Looks like. Oh, and I left out there, on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we also have correlations to a notable drop to meet a support level, and you can see we have it there. So we go from a peak, it looks like, to a low here on the 2nd. And then it looks like we revisit that low again on the around like the 5th-ish. And then again on the 7th and 8th, correlations to a notable drop to meet a key support level. That key support level is a good buying opportunity. We also have a notable decline on the 8th through multiple support levels on a 1-month chart. And I left out a ton of trade stuff going on. There's so much going on here, guys. I'm sorry. On the 4th, there's that rally higher, marking that opportunity to open up a short position. 2 swing trade opportunities. One is that rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the day, and then the other one is there's a swing trade opportunity involving a period of volatility with a sharp drop in that period of volatility. So there's potentially a day trade in there, or an overnight trade, it looks like. On the 5th, the swing trade involves a halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support on at least a 1-day chart. On the 6th, a swing trade opportunity involving a rally along a rally increasing with momentum moving forward into the day, and then swing trade opportunity on the 7th involving the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support level on a 1-day chart at least. The swing trade opportunity on the 8th involves multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, and then there's that sharp decline. What is this? Huh. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. But what I see happening here is we go from this low that we have on the 5th, so probably a high on the 4th, a low on the 5th, and then maybe we revisit close to that high on the 6th, or probably hit that high again on the 7th or 8th. But what I see happening here is there's this trade opportunity. There's a trade opportunity after we move higher through resistance and then fall back down. There's a short-term like trade opportunity to buy some Ethereum and sell it probably the next day or probably on the 8th before we have that sharp decline. So when we're failing to break through key resistance, multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on a 1-day chart, that's where I would sell those long position for a quick swing trade there. On the 9th, out of the decline from the 8th, on the 9th, we have a notable move higher standing out on a 1-month chart, and it's from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. A rally really stands out later in the day as well. On the 10th, we have another correlation to bumping up against resistance. I am advised to open up protection at that resistance. There's a period of sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher. That fast sudden move higher will be like it'll be a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. On the 11th, key resistance level is highlighted, or there may be some sort of like a controversial, like an agreement, a controversial agreement or something that maybe has, I think it's more a resistance level. I think it's more of a resistance level, and there's also a cash out opportunity there. The cessation of a trend, whatever the trend is towards the end of the day, it's going to cool off. Well, so here we have another prominent crest or peak on the 12th. Okay, so I'm advised to buy protection in that fast sudden move higher on the 10th, ending that period of sideways rotation. And then it looks like it's really strong resistance here. Probably what'll happen is we hit the resistance here on the 10th, and then we're dancing around with that resistance on the 11th, 12th, and the 13th. It seems to be the same resistance that we're playing around with. So we should see a prominent peak or crest here on the 12th, and another prominent peak or crest on the 14th. But there's some price swinging here between like the 13th, 14th, really into the 14th. So we should see a prominent trough or low there as well. So like some real price swinging on the 15th. A holding pattern on the 15th, and the other thing is that there's also correlations here to a strong decline to reach a key support level. So probably we test this resistance here and we fail to really break through it. We turn around and we decline back down to a key support level on the 14th. 15 is a notable decline, but there's Congress highlighted on the 15th. It's probably Congress that's highlighted here on the 15th. Maybe a holding pattern of some kind with a sharp move at the end of the holding pattern. On the 16th, there's a notable move higher from oversold territory or to fill a previous gap down, but that move higher is then followed by a prominent decline that'll stand out on a 1-month chart at least. A prominent decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position, and so there's a swing trade opportunity there involving a period of volatility that ends with a sharp drop that'll stand out on a 1-day chart. I left out, there's also on the 13th a swing trade opportunity involving a period of volatility that ends with a sharp drop that'll stand out on a 1-day chart. On the 18th, we're bound by a range, and that's on the scale of a 1-month chart at least. Looks like we're bound by both ends of the range, so there's like we meet an upper end of a range and the bottom end of a range there on the 18th on the scale of a 1-month chart. So not just like something within a little 1-day dinky range, like it'll stand out over like a few days probably. On the 19th, a key reversal. I keep getting the Emperor card and the Knight of Discs card. There's probably something going on over here around the 18th, 19th to do with the male ruler and economics. And then we have a significant trade opportunity here towards the end of the day on the 19th or the 20th. So I think probably in the midst of the decline on the 17th to open up a long position, sell that long position at a peak or crest on the 19th, 20th. There's sideways fluidity on the 20th, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow. So usually you see when there's a high and a low correlation there, you see some significant price swings there. I'm advised to open up some protection towards the end of the day on the 20th or 21st, and then on the 21st there's a rally to meet a key resistance level on a scale of a 1-month chart at least, and then we break down from that key resistance level with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 21st involving a rally offering an opportunity to open up a short position or close a long, probably open up a short position, and then on the 22nd that decline increased through the 21st and into the 22nd. The decline increased with momentum. However, end of day there was a notable move to the upside standing out on a 1-month chart, a notable move up, so a notable decline on the 22nd standing out on a 1-month chart, and then a notable move higher that'll really stand out towards the end of the day on the 22nd into the 23rd. Fast sudden move higher on the 23rd, and then we sort of create a peak on the 24th when we move higher through a resistance level on a 1-month chart. We stay above it briefly and we break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter with a full retracement of that move higher, full retracement back down through that price level. Swing trade opportunity involving a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. And then we have a big move higher the following day on the 25th. Pushing the upper end of a range higher. I left out on the 21st, we have another correlation to bumping up against a resistance level, and you see there we do have that strife card. On the 26th, we have multiple headwinds pushing shares, pushing the coin lower. There's multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, and that offers a swing trade opportunity there. And it looks like there's a crest at the beginning of the day. There's also a correlation on the 26th to a notable drop on a 1-month chart standing out to reach for to meet a critical support level on the scale of probably a year-to-date chart. On the 27th, we have a significant amount of price movement to the upside. Oof, a lot. There's a lot of price movement to the upside there. Wow. The rally increases with momentum. There's an opportunity in the midst of that rally, a swing trade opportunity to open up a short position. On the 28th, we have another kind of cluster between a high and a low for the month. There should be a significant high on the 27th or early on the 28th when we reestablish, or we establish like a higher level of support, and then we drop, and there's a prominent crest towards the end of the day on the prominent trough towards the end of the day on the 28th. On the 29th, we fall through. On the 29th, we fall through a key support level that we had recently fallen through just previously, so it might be the one back here on the 17th. It's possible, but I'm not too positive on that. But there's two swing trade opportunities on the 29th, so possibly a day trade opportunity there. One involving a opportunity within a rally to open up a short position, and then the other swing trade opportunity involves a period of volatility with a sharp dip in that period of volatility standing out on a one-day chart. On the 30th, we have another peak or crest here. It looks like a significant move to the upside there. There's some bearish price swings out of a crest there on the I think the crest is actually probably on the 30th. It's on the 31st. It's either on the 30th or the 31st, but we have a notable decline on the 29th, a notable decline on the 30th, and then it looks like we probably peak higher on the 31st. There's an agreement or a merger, an agreement between two leaders or a merger of some kind that's highlighted and impacts Ethereum somewhat on the 31st. And then there's also another correlation to a notable drop there on the 31st to reach for a key support level. I don't know, that one crest there on the 30th is kind of, it's not sitting right with me. This is so bearish, and then even we have this correlation to a drop there. It's probably just kind of stands out in the midst of the decline. Sneak preview for January, my friends. We have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, and we have a beginning of a rally early in the month of January, it looks like. We revisit a crest in the midst of that erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. Revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity as well. That's Ethereum for December 2022, my friends.
This is the Ethereum 1 month overview reading for December 2022. It's currently October 25th, 2022. Approximately 4 p.m. Eastern time, and the price of the coin at the time of the reading is approximately $1,491.94.
All right, so we're gonna do some quick Q&A here. Is the highest high for Ethereum towards the end of the month of December? Is the highest high for the month of December for Ethereum towards the end of the month of December? Yes. Is the highest high for Ethereum around the 30th? No. I got the moon card there. Interesting. Is the highest high for Ethereum on the 27th? Yes. Do we see the highest high, the price level of the highest high for December's Ethereum? Do we see the same price level of Ethereum's highest high price level for December on the 27th? Do we see it again anywhere else? Oof. Sometimes it's not easy to formulate those questions. I believe that's a yes. Do we see the same? Is the price level of the high for Ethereum in December, on December 19th, 20th, the same price level as the high that we see for Ethereum on the 27th-ish? Yes. Is the December lowest low for Ethereum on the 5th of December? Yes. Do we see that same price level again in December of 2022? Yes, we revisit it. Interesting. Do we see that? Is the price level of the trough on the 2nd of December the same price level as the trough on the 14th of December? Yes. Probably all the clarification I need, really. All right, guys, that's Ethereum for December 2022. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, make sure you follow that rule of karma, guys. These readings take quite a lot of time, and we're gonna take a look real quick and see